Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from TNJ, and we're starting out this episode at the AAA level with the Tacoma Rainiers as we check out our loaded AAA offensive farm system. And just look at our guys: Ronald Marte, Warner Zamora, who was our #1 draft pick in our first player draft, Elliot Ramos, who we traded for in the Mitch Haniger trade, and then Eddie Zepeda, the power-hitting shortstop, who we drafted last season. And then don't forget about the guy who was supposed to be our top prospect overall in Jared Kelenic, who is just as good as the other guys. And I'm looking for him to make that year 3 leap. Hopefully he does that here in the minor league system. And you never know, he could even move up. So let's just hop into some individual action. So I won't cover this whole game. I'm just going to cover the individual prospects here at the AAA level in 3 games of action here as we just take a look at these guys. Zamora starts this game out with the double, followed up by Marte, who was supposed to be at the MLB level to start this season, but I do want to get him some work at the AAA level. So here comes Elliot Ramos at the plate. He's going to hit a ball deep to left field with guys on second and first, and that one isn't going to be deep enough. But we are going to tag Zamora, see what he's got on the base paths, but it's too much. He gets gunned down, and that is not going to work on that one. But here he is up for his second at-bat of the game. 1 for 1 so far in this game, and he hits one deep to right field, and that one is going to be a warning track ball as that one bounces off the wall. And look at Zamora. He's going to head to third on this one, do it himself, and he's going to get there, sliding in safe with the triple. So I like Zamora a lot. He's got speed. He's got pretty good contact as well, as that brings up Marte, who is going to muscle one up the middle. And I want to see what I can have with these guys, these young guys in our organization, and see what I got. I mean, honestly, if I, see what I have in game, actually, I will be, hesitant to really trade them if it ever came up that, we got an unbelievable offer. I don't see myself trading any of these guys like Zamora, like Marte, Kelenic. I don't see any of these guys in any future plans to trade for any type of superstar. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. I don't see anybody that's really worth trading these guys for. I love grooming them, especially Kelenic. I want to see what he's got this year. Marte has been fun. And I want to see what Eddie Zepeda, the power-hitting shortstop's got. He's definitely got the most potential offensive-wise. He's got a lot of power right now. This is only going to be his first season in the minor league system. So I want to see what he's got. Here's Elliot Ramos, and this was a guy that's comparable to Kelenic, so I get to compare them. But here Zamora actually tries to go home on that one, and it bounced off the backstop perfectly right back to the catcher, and it's an out at home plate. So here's Eddie Zepeda up in the 9th inning, and he can't get anything going in this game. And we do actually end up losing this one 2-1 as we gave up 12 hits and we only got 6. So let's move on to just a little bit of the second game here in this series as we're facing Sacramento again. And here is Elliot Ramos, and he's going to leg one out after that chopper. Here is Zepeda, the power-hitting shortstop, who I really like a lot. And he has a lot of pop off of his bat. As you can see here, he hits one deep to right field, and that one is going to drive in a run here, and it's going to get the first run across the plate as he slides in safe with the triple, as we did slide the wrong direction on that one. And I just wanted to show that hit there in the second game just to show you guys, just the type of power that Zepeda has. He just drives it to all alleys. But I do want to highlight a little bit of pitching as well. Justin Dunn was one of our top prospects last year. He did get hurt, and he does strike out the first batter, but we did throw it to second. I don't know if that must have been a wrong button or something. But we do actually end up settling down. The runner gets over to third base, but Justin Dunn hits his spot on that one. That's an outside corner fastball. You saw that location. That's just great command from the young pitcher. So here is Eddie Zepeda. I want to see what he can do once again. He hits a deep one, and that one is off the wall in center field. And that's a double here in the bottom of the second here for the young shortstop. So that brings up Adam Walker, who has been kind of a lifer in the minor leagues. I'm not sure if he'll really get a shot. I think his calling card will be his power, if anything. If he can hit with power at the minor league level, maybe he'll get a shot, but we'll see. He's at about 69 overall right now. See potential, and he's 28 years old, so he's definitely, a guy that may be a long shot at the major leagues. But we do eventually score another runner here in the second inning as that one drops into short right field. So I want to bring up Jarred Kelenic because he is still probably our top offensive prospect and our top prospect on the offensive side of the plate. And I want to see what I got with him. So here, I'm going to just show 2 at-bats. Here he gets the single on the first one, and on a 2-2 count, he's going to drive this one deep off the right field wall. And that was a laser, and we do get a double here as we move the runner over to third base. And that brings up Cepeda, who I'm really intrigued with. I mean, that power, look at him just powering that one to right field. And, man, if he can just, get his vision and discipline up, I think this guy is going to be a dangerous bat. He reminds me a lot of Paul DeJong. I mean, he's just got that type of power, and he's got the potential to have the power of a Paul DeJong as he drives in 2 on that one. That brings up Joey Curletta, who actually made the All-Star game last season. And remember, he is more of a power-hitting first baseman. I don't really highlight him much because he's kind of a long shot as well to kind of get moved up. But I do want to show him just a little bit because he is still an intriguing prospect with good power. I do want to show Kyle Seager too. He's in AAA, and I didn't have him on the opening day roster just because he's not been good for us the last couple years. He hasn't had a good season. He hasn't even hit 250 barely, and I just need to get him some work in AAA, maybe eventually move him up and see what he can do. So we'll move on to the 7th inning. There's Eddie Cepeda with another hit up the middle. You can just see the potential with his bat. That brings up Booker Chen. But look at Cepeda. He's got speed on the base pass. He actually has about 90 stealing and 72 power. 72 speed. So that's pretty good. And I'm telling you, this is going to be an intriguing prospect to look out for. Definitely look out for him. He's 72 overall right now, too. And you can just see he's got good base running and speed as he gets around the base pass on that one, swiping second and then scoring on a base hit. That's exactly what you want to see out of a young prospect as we do go on to win this third game 7-1 off of 14 hits as Cepeda goes 3 for 4 in this game. Kelenic goes 2 for 4 as well. And I'm pretty excited to see what these young guys can do. So hopping back over to the MLB level. So after last episode, we ended up sweeping Houston, winning 2 of 3 versus Baltimore, losing 2 of 3 versus the Angels. And then we end up winning convincingly in 2 games versus the Houston Astros on the road. So let's just look at how some of our guys are doing, and we're focusing on Justice Sheffield. He's not doing good in the rotation, so I'm going to give Yusei Kikuchi a shot there in the rotation as we move Justice Sheffield back into the bullpen. We've been shuffling those 2 guys around and maybe just giving Kikuchi another shot. We'll see what he can do. So we hop into the next series versus the Oakland Athletics, a 3-game set. As we can beat up on these guys in our division early on in the season, maybe we'll provide a little gap for our team as we haven't really got off to the best of starts. But look at us here. It's a 10-run game to support Marco Gonzalez. He only gives up 2 hits, and we win that one 10-0. We hop into the second game of this series, and look at Kikuchi doing work. I mean, 2-1 as we are just winning so far. So we start out this season 12-8, and right now we're in the driver's seat here in the AL West. So here's Corey Kluber on the mound again. 3-0 to start this season. What a signing it's been so far through 4 starts, and we're facing Sean Manaea, who is their ace still, and he's having a decent 4 starts, 2.63 ERA. I don't really care about ERA. It's the whip. But this is what our lineup's going to look like. The one thing I love about our team is that we have so much depth that we can just move anybody anywhere. This game we're having Tim Beckham hit leadoff and then David Freese in the DH spot. So let's see how that works out. Here is Beckham leading off this game. He's going to start it out with a hit down the left field line, and that's a leadoff single. I mean, just the versatility of this offense, I just love it. And now we have a really good starting rotation with Corey Kluber at the top. I really love it. Up comes David Freese. He's going to hit one deep to left field, but it's going to get run down and left. And that is going to be the first out of the game for the Athletics. So that brings up Paul DeJong, hitting over 300 to start this season. He's going to check swing on that one, but it's going to be a walk. So now guys on first and second. Justin Turner hitting in the 4-hole on a 2-1 count. He gets a pitch to hit, and that one is blasted to center field, and that one's going to drop in front of Adam Eaton, and that's going to be the first run of the game. So 1-0 early on with guys on the corners here. Domingo Santana at the plate. He's hitting 364 off of the bench. Remember, he's kind of in a more of a platoon role now as he hits one to the wall again, and we got another run across the plate as it's 2-0 here with guys on second and third here with one out in the inning. That brings up Marwin Gonzalez, about to say Marco Gonzalez, as he pops one deep to center. He's hitting over 350 on the year, and you can just see he's doing work in the middle of our lineup, and he drives in a run. So it's 3-0 here in the first inning for the Seattle Mariners. That brings up Wellington Castillo, who hits one, but that's an easy fly ball to left field, but I'll take it. A 3-run first inning here for the Mariners as we face a familiar foe at the top of their lineup. D. Gordon, 271, and, you know, I didn't think that he would last too long in free agency. He was sitting in free agency for a little while, but he ended up getting scooped up by the rival Athletics. But he starts it out with a strikeout looking there on the outside sinker, and that brings up Adam Eaton, who's going to swing at the outside sinker that time. So 2 outs now, bringing up Matt Olson, and he's going to swing and miss at a high fastball. And Corey Kluber strikes out the side, and he is just making a big impact on both the offense and in the rotation. So let's move this one on to the top of the second. The top of the lineup is back at the plate. And here is Beckham hitting one off the wall, powering that one. And he makes it a 2-out double here in the second. Bringing up David Freese, probably our hottest hitter in this lineup. He hits one up the middle, and that one is going to sneak through the infield, and it's going to be another RBI for this Mariners offense. It's 4-0 early on. You don't need to give Kluber much run support, but I'm sure he'll take it here as he brings up Paul DeJong, who's going to keep this inning going. He hits one to left field, and look at David Freese. He's on his horse with 38 speed. It makes it all the way to third on that one. So now we got guys on the corners here as Paul DeJong continues an epic streak, 15-game hit streak. I mean, he is just hot for us, but Justin Turner can't keep it going. He's going to ground out to third base as we move on to the third inning. Marwin Gonzalez hitting 356, and he's an everyday player. He hits one hard up the middle here in the third inning as the Oakland Athletics did get one run across in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Castillo at the plate. He's going to pop one to left field. He just hasn't been able to get anything going, and he's probably one of the few that have been struggling so far to start this season. Malik Smith at the plate, but he gets a pitch in the dirt, and it's going to advance Marwin Gonzalez to second. So now a runner in scoring position for Malik Smith. Can he drive one in? He hits one hard up the middle, and it's going to sneak through as Gonzalez is on his horse, and we're going to send him home, and the throw is a little bit offline, and now it's 5-1. So we are hitting the ball right on the screws off of Sean Manaea, and that brings up J.P. Crawford here with a runner in scoring position. He hits a little flare out to center field, but it's going to be run down by Marcus Semien, but it's 5-1 here as we move into the top of the fifth inning. Justin Turner at the plate. They're playing him a little bit deep, and he's going to drop one into shallow center field, and it's going to be a leadoff single here in the fifth as the manager does decide to pull Sean Manaea, and that brings in Andrew Triggs out of the bullpen, who is not having a good year at all. You can just see the average versus right-handers is over 470, and versus left it's about 300, so not doing well at all. That brings up Domingo Santana, who keeps the hitting ways going. He hits a blooper into center field as Eaton was playing him super deep on that one. And there's still no outs in the inning. guys on the corners here. Marwin Gonzalez, he's going to drive one deep to center field as we are getting really good wood on every single swing, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly, and it's 6-1 here in the 5th inning. So now 2 outs here in the inning still. Malik Smith hits one to left field, and it's going to be a nice liner. It drops right before the left fielder, as I have not been this excited about this team this whole series because I can just see the pitching, the offense, and here J.P. Crawford keeps it going. And another hit. It's 7-1 here in the 5th inning. Everybody is getting involved. Our top of our lineup is doing great, and the bottom of our lineup is doing great as it brings up the top. Tim Beckham, 2 for 3 in this game. He hits one hard to center field, but it's right at Eaton. But still, man, this offense is just exciting to watch as Corey Kluber's on the mound still, and he's not being touched. Chris Davis swings at the low cutter on that one, striking him out, and brings up Matt Chapman, who can't do the same. I mean, this is just amazing. Kluber is just lights out for us on the mound so far, and he's well on his way to his 4th victory on the season, but not before our offense keeps going in this game. Malik Smith starting it out in the top of the 8th. And it's so funny to have Alex Smith and J.P. Crawford there because J.P. Crawford is really good at getting base hits. And if I can get Malik Smith to second base, I mean, I can very well just score runs of Malik Smith at that 8 hole. And it's just amazing because there he is crossing home plate once again. He's got the speed off of anything to score, and that makes it 8-1. Bringing up David Freese, who keeps it going. He goes the opposite field, and we are just tearing the cover off the ball this game. And now we got guys on the corners with Paul DeYoung at the plate, the man you want here with a guy in scoring position. But he's just going to ground out, and it's going to be a double play, but it's an 8-1 game. Corey Kluber pitched one hell of a game in this one as Tui Valala gets the strikeout here to end the game. And it's an 8-1 victory, an easy one. I mean, we are just hitting the ball so well, and it's propelled us here to a hot start as we have 3 guys here with 3 hits in this game, and we get 16 to their 5. So this is how we start out. 13-8. We have kind of a easier schedule to end the first full month here as we play Detroit 7 times in the last 10 games of the month. And just looking at how our team is doing on the offensive end, you can just see we are doing really well. Everybody is hitting the ball well, and everybody is well rested. That's the thing. I can rest people when I want. Uebiyashi can sit out. He's not off to the greatest starts. He's hitting below 200, but I expect that to kind of rectify as the season goes on. And then our rotation is doing just as well. And Yusei Kikuchi, look at him. 119 whip, 197 ERA. Not bad, as he's actually, been off to rocky starts the last couple seasons, but I'm looking forward to what he can do. Another relief pitcher I don't give enough shine to is Enyalo Gomez, and this was a guy we traded for. He's doing pretty well out of the bullpen, and Carlos Rodon isn't having the greatest of starts, but I definitely expect that to be better, and we're actually doing pretty good without him doing what he usually does. So this is how we start out here in Season 3. We are 13-8, and this will be a race with Texas once again. That's what I'm predicting. I don't think Houston has a shot, and the Angels are just pretty much the Angels. They're just not as competitive as what they should be. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Next episode, we'll dive deeper into the season here in Season 3, and hopefully we can keep both the offense and the pitching right. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.